So dear master, this is the second session for our soul plan. And this is taken from either quantum physics that we have talked about before. I've had a series of quantum physics sessions, or the soul plan. So heavily taken from soul plan from author Robert Schwartz, very nice book. He has two books, but if you go through the soul's gift, you do get to know about soul plan and the details, because this came after and it has both. So first we talked about what is the purpose. We say healing, but what is the goal and the true reward for healing? So the healing we are intending, and doesn't matter, everybody has a different situation, different life, different events in the life. Healing as an element is same. And what we are trying is not to heal for a day, for a week, for a month. We are trying to heal permanently. Means wherever the energy gaps are, then we know that our body is nothing but bundle of energy. Whether from this life, previous life, doesn't matter. Those energy gaps we have to fill. And the way we want to do it is that we stay healthy, joyful, divine feeling week after week, month after month, year after year. So when you look back and think, when was the last time I was depressed, I was sad, I was this and that, you can't even think, because many years and you've never had that feeling again. That's what we are trying. So not a short term, but a long term. How do we do that? By truly filling those energy gaps, which increases your, we talked about the human energy field. So it's not aura, it's a human energy field. With your thoughts and with your other things like meditation, pranayama and all, you're increasing and improving and purifying your human energy field. The more we increase, improve, purify, the more closer you get to your soul. Why? Because you will be going away from low level thoughts to high level or elevated emotions, which will increase your energy, and it will, you can say, reduce the barrier between you and your soul. And now you can have communication with your soul again through your meditation, through your thoughts. That's the communication we are talking about. Now, it's irony, it's the way it is that we learn through suffering. We come to the path of wisdom, path of spirituality, but through suffering most of the time. Now, if you look around, not in this group alone, I'm saying look around your neighborhood, friends, family, anyone. And mostly the people who are coming to spirituality awareness is through suffering. Now, why is it? Or is it a must? Answer is no. However, it happens because it brings you, it creates a need. Everything, they say necessity is the mother of all invention. Why we say so? Because necessity drives certain changes. And in our case, suffering creates some changes and brings us towards spirituality. Not all suffering may bring you towards spirituality, but as a common theme, you will see that, okay, why did I come on this path? Certain events happened with you, with your family member, with your friends, or whatever in world, right? Sometimes some big event happens somewhere else, nothing to do with you, but it generates some awakening. It's not your suffering, it's someone else. You're learning from it. That is a better way. That why wait for our own suffering? Can we not learn from others? Possible. Second, if I've gone through certain things, why shouldn't I share with others so that they don't go through the same suffering, pain, emotions, and they come into this? So that is another way. That's why we say, and you will see a topic of sharing, volunteering, helping others. So suffering, yes, it brings us to the right path. So the word looks like, oh my God, this is a bad thing, but it is not. It is bringing you to the right path. So what's our aim here? Our aim is improve your knowledge, how your wisdom, your spirituality knowledge is increasing, so it will improve your self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence. and it will improve your emotional independence. Now, what happens here? From low level energy, you will come to elevated level energy, and it will fix the energy gaps. It will improve your emotional independence to the extent that you will stop blaming others for your life. You will stop looking for help in others, and you will realize that actually all the help, all the wisdom is inside me. I have to just be aware and tap that. That's what we say, Aham Brahmasmi. That's the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi. I have a part of the universe inside me. Yes, you hear other people, you read books or other things, you may come in contact with other masters and improve your wisdom, but not to that point that you are going there and say, I cannot do anything, you just do everything for me. No, that's not the point. So listen to everyone, hear them, read them, that's all good. But don't think that you are powerless and only some master will come and save you. That is not emotional independence. You have all the powers inside you. Use the master, the wisdom, the knowledge from others to tap, to awaken yourself. That is the purpose. Now, there was a question on this, so we will spend some time here. False belief. What are false beliefs? We just talked about don't feel powerless. Now, we have all seen time to time different reasons we feel powerless. Sometimes you feel powerless just because you are stuck in a traffic. You're on a highway, you are getting late, you're about to even miss your flight or late for work. You can do nothing because traffic is jammed. It could be weather. You are stuck in a weather situation, you're not prepared, and you feel powerless. You may have your own health condition, in a way you feel powerless. It could be one of your family members, could be your colleague or neighbors. Sometimes you have issues with a relationship and you wonder why others are behaving like this with you. You did nothing wrong to them. You feel powerless. So it doesn't matter why, but when you feel powerless, that itself is a negative emotion, negative feeling, depressing feeling. It's not positive. So we want to raise above that level that you do not feel powerless. Again, Aham Brahmasmi, you have all the powers. It's like entering in a dark room. You don't know where the switch is and you are trying to, find out, touching the wall by hand and trying to find out where the switch is. Or you may know where the switch is, but because it is so dark, you are going slowly until you reach that point. Once you reach where the switch is and turn the light on, now you can move around easily in the room. Now you have the power to see. Before you were powerless in dark, you cannot see. That's all this whole concept is. When you're in dark, everything looks scary. The moment the light turns on, it's normal, not a big deal. You can go and do whatever you want in the room. You can see everything. So in our life, what creates the darkness that blinds us is the false belief. What are false beliefs? If we go back to our quantum physics sessions, we talked about low-level emotion and elevated emotions. What are low levels? Shame, pain, guilt, greed, trauma, some tragedy happened, and then it gets inside you like a shock. Now, some people are afraid of driving because they went through some accident or they saw some accident. Some people are afraid of height. What is all this? It's all your body condition. Body condition has come from what? Some false belief. Means you have accepted that and it is firm in your mind, and now you have some kind of fear because of that. You have accepted that I will never get 100% marks. I'm an average student. I get in the range of 60 to 70 and that's the best I can do. False belief. Some people cannot go on the stage to speak or to present something. Their legs will be shaking. In school, university, or at work, in front of 50 or 100 people, they say, no way I can speak in front of 100 people. It's your false belief. It's a mind, it's game, it's blockage in your mind that I cannot do this, whatever that is. Some people cannot drive. They have fear. Some people have just fear of failure. They just don't want to fail because they think they don't have any self-confidence. So they think I cannot do this. So they will not even attempt. Some people think I can do this, but I cannot do that. So for example, no, I'm not good at sports. I can play music, that's okay. I will always go for that. I will never try this because I'm not good in this. And then it becomes false belief. Anytime some opportunity comes, you will say, no, I cannot, I'm not good at sports, I'm not going there. Or I'm not good at speaking, or I'm not good, whatever that is. Sometimes it could be health condition, and you say, oh no, I'm a heart patient, I cannot run. Or no, I have this issue and I should not do that. Yes, there are some medical conditions in which you are advised do and don't, which is correct. But most of the time, it is your false belief which are creating those medical situations. Oh, I have arthritis, I have diabetic. They're all coming, starting point is your false belief. So what is happening is the soul knows that you have tremendous power. Aham Brahmasmi, you have everything. But somehow we have accepted that I cannot do this. And you're locked yourself in that cage. I'll give you one more example of false belief before we go further. You may have heard the story. When there is a baby elephant, they tie him up with a very thin rope, right? Around even a plant, not even a big tree, just a plant or any small post, they will just tie him up. He may try once to move around, he may try twice, and then he said, no, I cannot move. I'm locked. And he will just sit down. Now the elephant in 10 years has grown huge. He is still tied up with the same thin rope to the same thin thing, a post or plant, whatever. He will not move because his false belief tells him, I cannot break this barrier. He does not realize now he has become big, means he has now power. He has capability. He doesn't realize that because of the false belief. Until someday something happens because of which he jumps out or he does something and all of a sudden the rope breaks or the post break, and then he may realize, oh, what happened here now? Same thing happens with us. It is our false belief, our own firm belief that no, this cannot happen. And unless because of one jerk, and that's what the suffering brings. And that's the point why we wait for suffering to give us that shock, that jerk, that kick point, that you start realizing that you are superpower, you have all the things in the world you can do. Then you realize the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi. So this is the first point to break free. And heart is so important in this whole play because brain means analytical. 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. Heart can say 1 + 1 is 5. Why? No logic. Emotions, feeling. My feeling is mine. Does not matter how illogical it may sound to you, but that's my heart. It's telling me this is good for me and I do it. Love, it comes from there. The heart says, no, I love this person. You may have heard the mother will always say, my son is the best in the world, even if that person is a criminal. The society says you are criminal, you are bad, but for mother, that child is the best in the world because it is heart, not brain. So that's why heart is very critical in all this because of emotions. We have to use that power. Akashic record is something which is in the non-physical world. There is a record of every soul, whether in human form you have incarnated or you are still in the non-physical world, because not every soul is here. You have a family and of souls which are at the same level. Some are here, some are still there. And the one which are not in the physical world, they will keep helping the one in the physical world. That's how the relationship exists. But The record here, it means is there is this concept. There are people who can read these records, understand and tell you. You and me may not be having that skill. There are people. And if you know your history of previous births and all, you can understand the root cause of the problem that you are trying to fix. And these people, you may call them medium, channels. We may use the term spirit or guides when we are talking of non-physical world. They may be referred as spirit guides, right? And there are techniques like past life regression with which you can understand your past life, and you may see, okay, in this life, I'm trying to fix that. Now, one question may come to your mind, and we will talk in the later session, that if it is so important, why not we are born with all the information about all the previous life? There is a reason why this does not happen. And this is a good reason. So now the question is, if it is not, then why should I worry about what happened? So yes, we will go through that as well. We will answer those. So let's see first, soul plan. Soul plan means for the soul, there is no question of good, bad, up, down, positive, negative. This is our human language and we have created these terms. For soul, doesn't matter. We are all being of light means energy, bundle of energy, that's all. And what we are trying to do is, whether by meditation, pranayam, yoga, or other techniques, we are dissolving our ego in the body. Now, body doesn't mean we are dissolving the physical body, but all the false beliefs are coming either from your emotions, brain, or your body. Body says, oh, no, this is very painful. Mind says, this is very hurtful. And we live in that world. We have ego, we are very judgmental, we have biasness, and that is what we are trying to dissolve through meditation, so that we can liberate from those negative emotions and energy and go towards high level, feeling of oneness, feeling of abundance, feeling of true love. And once we start understanding, then you cross the bridge from fear to fearless. Because everything is happening in our life because of something, some underlying root cause. It could be fear, guilt, shame, pain, whatever. And you have to be ready to accept it, embrace it. Now, there is a concept of free will. What is free will? Because sometimes people may think, okay, if everything is written like this, that I will have health condition, or my kids or my parents or my family members, then why should I do anything? It will happen whatever is written. No. The plan is made. Soul made the plan before coming. No one told the soul you should do this. No, the soul decided that I will incarnate in this form, and in my life I will go through this, some, in our words, good thing or some bad, some happy, some sad, some painful and some joyful. Why? Because the spirit want to experience the emotion. Emotion you can only experience in human form. That's why both are important. Now, it does not mean if the plan is to go point A to B to C to D, it will go just like that. No, there are option 1, option 2, option 3. Because for whatever reason, if there is a deviation, we'll talk about that detail in another session and slides, the deviation is allowed. And if you don't go from A to B and you end up going, say, different destination, then different options start. That if you go here, then it is option 2 and this and that. Everything is planned, but your options, which route you will take, depends on your actions. So don't think I can just sit and say, I don't need to do anything. If everything is planned, let it happen. No. So that's the yes and no. And that's the free will. Soul has free will. And why the soul deviates? If your learning has come before time. There is an example. So a soul decided that, okay, I'm always listening to others. And one other soul says, yeah, I'm always telling others what to do. They said, okay, at the age of 30, we will get married. I will learn from you how to be, like, stand for myself, because I'm always listening to others. And the other person, you will learn from me how not to be telling everybody everything to do. Listen to others also. But this guy, before the age of 30, realized that this girl who was supposed to learn how to stand for her own right, because of certain condition at the workplace, somehow got the courage and told her boss that, no, you cannot treat me like this. If you want me to work for you, you have to treat me with respect. And all of a sudden, her self-respect, self-esteem, and power generated, and she was defensive, and she learned that how to defend. It's not that I will not allow everyone to come and tell me what to do. So if you have already learned that, which she was supposed to learn after the marriage, now there is no need of the marriage with this person. She will get married, but to someone else, which is option number 2. So the plan was to get married to this guy, but now because you've already learned what you're supposed to learn from this person, she got married to someone else to learn something else. This is free will. You came with the plan, but there was a backup plan for everything. So you can even imagine how complex this would be. So now we'll quickly talk about challenges. Funny thing is, because this is what we have gone through in last session, and we will talk about challenges today. The challenges, they run counter to your hopes and expectations, means they are in the opposite direction. For example, if you want to learn calmness, peace, coordination, you may think that the soul will plan to take birth, say in a Buddhist monk family or something, because I want to learn patience and all that. But the soul will take, in this case, took decision to take birth in a very chaotic family. Everybody is a nutcase and everybody going in different direction, their own opinion, nobody listening to anyone else. Now you may wonder why. Because the soul, the way the planning is, the challenge, the life challenge generally runs counter to your hope. If your hope is to learn patience and everything, you pick the family which is opposite of that, means chaotic family. So sometime when you see your situation, analyze it. You don't need to go through past life regression, looking for people who can read your Akashic record or things like that. Just analyze your challenges. Take it as a homework, masters, and just go through 10 years, 15 years, whatever you can, up to the age 7 if possible, and see what have been your challenges. And do you see any repeated events on some specific things? And that may give you a hint. It could be, yeah, you know, I'm always like this, or I did this, or this thing keeps happening to me again and again. Then there is a reason their universe is trying to give you a hint. And remember, the challenges will be running opposite to your hope. So whatever the challenge is, reverse it, and that's what you want to learn. So this is one easy way to identify what is it that you want to learn. What is your soul plan? And you can do yourself. You don't need anybody. This is one way. So true spirituality, it does not mean that, you know, you're trying to escape or rising above all human emotions. No, you're trying to be connected. You're trying to be what universe is all about, oneness, true love. Not hating everyone, but loving everyone. You have understood that heart, the importance, the feeling, and you have started listening to your heart, communicating, and that way you communicate to your soul. So what's happening is you identify your, whatever the worst challenges you have had in your life, analyze. With this analysis, you will know what is your deepest fear, what is the fear, what is the underlying cause. It could be guilt, shame, pain, trauma, whatever you can identify. And you will find that your challenges are actually talking to you. Once you're aware of that fear, which is already there, soul was already aware, soul had planned this, but now in a physical body, as a physical element, now you are also aware. That is a positive thing. Now you know where it is coming from. So don't be fearful. Don't start worrying about it, but just take it as a small child and hug the child. The child needs compassion. You have to heal your inner child. You know, like your small child fell down when the child is trying to learn how to walk and all. What do? You don't yell or, you know, slap the child. You just hug the child. Generally, they learn at, say, age 1 to 2, somewhere in between. You're just hugging. Hey, no problem, hold my hand, and then you start teaching how to walk. That's the same thing you need to do to your inner child. It will bring out the true strength. It will bring out it will take your emotions from low level to high level energies. Because now your child and you are in sync. You are communicating, you are talking to each other, you are understanding each other's feeling. And child here means your soul. You start analyzing what could be your soul plan. You are not afraid, you're not depressed, you're not sad. Because it doesn't matter good or bad, it is soul's plan to learn. And you have to learn both sides of emotions. You have to learn how to cry, how to laugh. You have to learn how to live in abundance sometime. And in other time, you may have to learn how to live in lack. So don't think you are a king when you have abundance, and don't think, your life is waste if you're living in lack. Lack could be money, relationships, all, whether it's your work, whether it is your just feeling and happiness, doesn't matter. You have to learn both. So nothing is wrong in it. Your challenges you are going through in the life are actually teaching you. So even if they are very tough, you should be happy you are learning them, because you have to learn both. If you know you're already learning the tough one, something good is coming. It's bound to. So it's a very valuable teacher. This is the best course you can take. So thank your soul that, wow, this is how you are trying to improve, because soul intention is only one. In different incarnation, increase your level so that you are walking towards nirvana. That means the highest level of soul maturity, you can take it that way. So nothing wrong, you're learning, you have to learn. So challenge is fine. Sometimes we are stuck so much into what society will say, what this, that, other. We are not looking at us for whom this is done, and we are only worried about others. Once you feel this peace, your heart energy will be awakened. If you recall, in our quantum physics session, we went through brain and heart coherence. The moment you open up that highway of energy flow, you will see a lot of changes inside you. A lot of positive changes, a lot of healing will take place. So what will happen? You will be breaking yourself from the beliefs we just talked about. False belief. I cannot do this, I cannot do that. And you will see all of a sudden, one by one, you are able to do. This will change your negative feeling, negative thoughts, negative emotions to positive thoughts, positive feeling, positive emotions. And what it will do? Again, like we talked about in quantum physics, it is your thoughts which has energy, frequency, radiation, and every thought is releasing that energy. Negative energy, low. Positive energy, high. With the change in thought pattern from negative to positive, you are changing the energy you are sending to the universe. And universe law is very simple. Whatever energy you give, same you receive. And now you will see your life has changed. You are receiving a lot of positive events in your life, happiness in your life. Why? You are releasing positive energy. That's why you're receiving positive energy. So you have to change your thoughts, but it's not like on-off switch. It goes step by step. So dear masters, that was what challenges brings us. A good piece of information, a wisdom, a direction is like a compass, and it shows us the direction where we need to go in order to fulfill our life plan for this incarnation. So I will stop sharing here. Please feel free to ask any question, and I will just stop recording.